What's up, guys, and welcome back to a new video. This video is very different to every single video I've done on this channel. I feel like it's very important to say because, I don't know, it's just something I stumbled across, and I feel like people my age and, well, near enough anyone could use in their life. So I'll just jump straight into it. And yeah, so this video is, well, obviously the background is a bit of Arkham Knight, because why not? It's good to look at. I mean, you don't necessarily have to watch it. You can just sort of listen to what I'm saying if you're interested, or vice versa. But yeah, so time to think when you're on your own. So when you're on your own, I feel like that's the best time to listen to yourself, which is obvious. But we don't ever get it told when we're at school, which is a little bit strange. Which I'm not going to dive into all that, by the way, with school and stuff. I feel like that's a very deep rabbit hole to go into right in this video, because it's going to be only like a 7-minute video. But that's what I'd say about that. It gives you time to listen to your body and also to heal. Right, okay, so this is coming from somebody who hasn't had huge problems compared to other people. So like, I haven't gone through a hell of a lot, but in terms, I mean, I'm not going to go into my history right now, but in terms of day-to-day stuff, whether it be, I don't know, relationships or friendships or whatever, I feel like, yes, it's good to have them people and to have a social life and stuff, which gets shoved down our throat with school and stuff, and maybe with parents. They might be like, oh, you need to be more social, this and this, blah, 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 blah. You know, I've heard it 1,000 times. But what we never really get told is to spend time on our own. And I feel like it is a very important thing that we should be doing. No matter if you are doing content creation or being a nerd, whatever you're doing, I feel like it's important to spend time on your own, without any music, without any TV on, nothing. You don't, just sit there with yourself. I stumbled across it. I did my daily routine, sort of come out the shower, get ready, and stuff. And I got out of the shower, got changed. Where my setup is, I've got quite a big mirror on my desk, and I sort of sat on my chair and looked at myself and sort of spoke about a few things that have been on my mind for quite some time. And I know it might sound a bit silly. I mean, this video might sound silly to whoever's watching it, but I felt quite refreshed in a certain sense after it. Sorry, excuse my my voice, because you're actually not. So I spoke out loud during that, and I was actually listening and kind of responding with myself about things that I feel like I wouldn't have spoke about, have only spoken about, like, to do with like a few friends or something, but I've never really thought about it myself. I'm not saying you have to stare at yourself in the mirror and speak to yourself, but that's how it helped me. I'm probably going to do it a little bit more now, knowing that it's quite helpful. But yeah, I just thought I'd say about that sort of thing. I've wrote a few notes, so I'm going to try and read them. I haven't got huge footage for this, so it would just be quite a short video, but I might do a longer one in the future. The more I find out about it, the more experience I have with it as well. Thinking out loud is quite frowned upon, I think. Not necessarily my parents, but I remember as a kid, being at school and stuff, you know, like the teachers would be like, oh, you know, be quiet and that sort of thing, and it never was addressed to do that sort of stuff. And I feel like that is one of the most important things that you can do, because it feels like you're not necessarily thinking, you're kind of talking to yourself, and you might have answers in yourself that you wouldn't necessarily find out if you're just thinking with like music on and whatever. It can help answer some questions within yourself. So I feel like I've lived in the past for quite some time, whether that be thinking back to childhood or at school or at college or whatever. And I'm only 19, so to find that out now isn't that bad, but I could imagine it could be quite substantial when you're older and stuff like that. So what I've come to realise is I don't ever need to think back to that, because your past doesn't necessarily determine your future. In my case, it doesn't, because it has nothing to do with it anyway. But I feel like that can stand for everyone. And also, staying in the past never mean... Sorry, I've messed that up really bad. Staying in the past means you are never present. I sort of thought of that the other day. I don't know whether or not I've copied anyone who's ever said that before, but I feel like that is really useful quote. I don't know whether or not I've made it up, but I feel like that is so true, because I think a lot of people sort of think back to the past and sort of live there in that mind, whereas with this I sort of feel like, I don't know, spending all that thought process and thinking whether or not you should have done this or this or this or that, whatever, and worrying about certain people who don't worry about you, or no matter what it is, it's just useless. You should put that energy and thought into something that would actually be good, and spend that time with the right people, or spend that time that you're worry about something that you can actually change, you know, all that sort of stuff. Sorry if the footage has gone off. I feel like I'm going to post this version of it because I've already recorded once and I can't really say it in 7 minutes unless I add some extra footage. At this time of me recording, there's nothing playing in the back, so I might add something in there, whether that be some other footage I've got, I do not know at this point in time of me speaking. But yeah, and also always thinking in the back kind of means you're sort of making the same mistakes over and over again. This one's a little bit tricky because I thought of this and I haven't actually wrote anything else about it. It's, I don't know. I've only, it's really difficult. I think when you're growing and stuff, with me just about to turn 20 in a few months, so I'm coming out of my teenage years, I feel like if you keep thinking back into the past, you're never really going to change into like the sort of person that you should be, kind of thing. Whether that be anything out there, I just feel like with that limiting you, you'll maybe act younger than yourself, or maybe it might be something to do with trust, or it could be anything. Say like if you've had trust issues in the past with like relationships, maybe you might find it hard to make new friends, or you may lack the confidence because of something happened, or the list could go on. For myself, I feel like the relationships that I've had previous have sort of stunted me with having another one. But I've come to realise that the reason of that is not because I'm scared or because I'm not ready or anything like that. I found out that I don't need it at all. I was chasing something for so long. At that point, when I got something that I didn't end up liking, I stopped trying to find it, but didn't realise it. I sort of thought that I was, not as good, or all that sort of stuff. But that wasn't the case. But yeah, I feel like I'll end the video here because I don't have too much more to say. Not really sure if this is going to be the end version of this, but hopefully this might just be a draft. But fingers crossed. I'm not too sure. I'll decide in a bit because this is quite an interesting video to do. I've had a bit of inspiration about this sort of kind of topic from one of my friends. Truth Be With You on YouTube. I'll probably put him in the description, like mention him. He does lots of spiritual stuff, and this is not it isn't in that sort of point, but it sort of is in a certain sense. I felt like this sort of thing happened to me with like just a random day, staring into the mirror. Like, I don't stare in the mirror usually, but I sort of sat on my chair. How my setup is, I can look into the mirror quite easily, and just sort of speaking to myself about things that have been on my mind. But I'll tag him in because he speaks about quite a lot of useful stuff to anyone really. And thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, or start of your day, or evening, or whenever you watch this, if this is the one that goes out. But yeah, it would be cool to talk about this again. I feel like this is quite a good topic to speak about, rather than just rambling on the game. But yeah, see you in the next one. See ya.